Hello friends, my name is Emile, and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic. This time taking a look at the 1993 Honda CRX Del Sol 1.6 VTi. This car was requested by Duracer, and I bet you can't tell why I already like this vehicle. It is of course because it has the magnificent Jack's livery that one of the Civics come with. All of the Del Sols come with this racing mod, so I'm going to have to differentiate. Some will run with, some will run without. This VTi is the most powerful of all the Del Sols, and technically it's the best on paper. 247 horsepower, 925 kilograms of weight, not a whole lot of torque, but it is front wheel drive. Kind of interested to see how the Del Sol handles. Also, this car was requested by Duracer, don't know if I mentioned that before. Anyways, it is going to have 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track to set the best time it possibly can. Now, current leader is a Suzuki Cultus Pikes Peak Edition that set a time of a 28.209. Had to think about that for a second, which the Del Sol is unlikely to beat. But it'll be interesting to see how this car does. It will either go... I mean, I'm not really sure. I guess targets for this car, Integra. Of course, that's sort of been the target of the day. Apparently the Celica was going after the Integra. I think I sent the Golf after the Integra as well, which sits pretty at a 31.6, so Del Sol might get up there. The Del Sol is basically going to have its advantage in in the handling. Statistically, it is actually worse than the Integra. I believe it weighs a fair bit more, and it is actually down on power. As I did mention, this is the most powerful of the Del Sols, 247 horsepower. The other ones, some of them are literally like 5 horsepower off, and then some of the other ones are around 200-ish. There really isn't a whole lot between choosing a Del Sol in this game, and there's about 6 or 7 Del Sols. They're kind of like MX-5s in that regard. There really isn't a whole lot to choose between them, but, you know, I'm sure you'll be able to find your favourite. 32.326 to start off with. I believe that's actually roughly the same time that the Spoon Civic Type R got. These cars would actually be kind of comparable. The Spoon does have similar amounts of power. Unfortunately, the Spoon had an awful bouncing suspension issue, which this car does not suffer with, so it should be able to go a little bit quicker than that, or at least I'd hope. It is, of course, around the time the Mazda Lantis got as well. Or the 323F Coupe, as I should call it, because you're European. I don't think I've ever called it the Lantis. Actually, I think that's the first time I've ever referred to it as Lantis. Anyways. Yeah, let's see if we can get a little bit of grip out of the Del Sol. Never really understood why this car was called the CRX Del Sol. Really, it was its own thing, wasn't it? It's basically a Civic target top. Pretty much, that's what a Del Sol is. Apparently they're not bad cars to actually drive in real life. People like to modify these things, which is understandable, I guess. I've actually seen a few in real life. I think we sold them here for a little bit. Not quite as popular as the Mazda MX-5, but, you know, it is front-wheel drive. It does look like it's mid-engine rear-wheel drive, though, to be honest with you. I do kind of like that about the Del Sol. It does sort of... I'm sure someone's probably done a mid-engined swap onto one of these. A 32.200 dead in lap 6. Actually, handling-wise, it isn't bad. It is a little bit more understeery than most Hondas are around here. But it is lovely and consistent. That's the one thing I will definitely give this car credit for. It is a lovely, consistent car to drive. Just not as snappy as some of the best front-wheel drive cars we've had around here. Its final time, to be fair, it's been setting pretty similar lap times all the way around. But yeah, its final time is a 32.2 dead. Which isn't bad. That certainly does put it head and shoulders above the Spoon Civic. And probably like the Accord sedan and stuff like that, but yeah, a good car, but not necessarily a great car. You could probably get it a little bit quicker, maybe into like 32.1s, but there really wouldn't be much more after that. Anyways, let's go see where it places on our leaderboard. Onto the leaderboard then, and the Del Sol goes into 42nd place with a 32.200, quite not reaching the heights of some of the Honda Civics we've had around, but it's still not a bad time, beats the Mazda 323F Honda Accord sedan, still goes with the average front-wheel drive cars that we've had go around the track before. Yeah, certainly not a bad time. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Hot Lap Classic. If you have cars you'd like to request for the series, you can do so in the comment section and go to the description for a full request list form. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, farewell.